If you're sitting on the floor and crying and nothing makes sense anymore, just know you are one step away from upgrading. Of course, if you've been putting in the work. But when you reach that point, when you feel like your efforts are about to start paying off, but for whatever reason it's not happening, just know it's calm before the storm. I have no idea why our life is created this way. I have no idea why we are, as human beings, supposed to go through this emotional roller coaster on our path of growth. But what I know is that it always gets worse right before it gets really good. So if you find yourself questioning everything you've been building, everything you've been working on, all your efforts, if you feel like you lost the direction and you're so confused, just know you are almost there. Do not give up. It's gonna pass. We evolve in a fucking spiral, I swear. And sometimes, in order to go higher, you need to dip lower to gain the strength to bend your knees to jump higher. And that's the state I found myself in a month and a half ago. I'm not gonna be complaining and playing the victim here. I know you missed me. I miss you too. But that time was much needed for me to complete another chapter of my transformations. And in those moments, solitude and silence are your best friends. When it gets too chaotic and overstimulating around you, you need to shut the noise and be in silence, to listen to yourself, to actually hear what your inner voice is telling you. As I was being marinated in that state of being, an email from one of you caught me off guard and reminded me why I do what I do, and how me sitting in my kitchen talking to a camera can benefit so many people. Here's the email that I've got. I've been gathering my thoughts for a month to write. Thank you in advance for your attention. I have a breast complex. I don't like how this part of my body looks. I have insecurities because my two breasts are not the same. The right one is of a beautiful shape with a nice areola, and the left one is shaped differently, hanging down, and the areola is twice as large as on the right. I dream of wearing tight tops without a bra, especially white ones, because I like the female body and nipples, but I feel very shy. Let's pause right here. I want to remind you that you only have one life, and it's quite short to care what other people might think of you. Seriously, if you think about it, don't you think it's such a big honor to value someone else's opinion about you? Why would you put someone else's opinion of you higher than your desire? If you dream about wearing tops with no bra, girl, go for it. This is who you are. Love it, accept it, and do whatever you want with it. You want it to be exactly the way it is right now? Wear it proudly. You want to make them look more identical? There's always a permanent makeup option. I know that people do it on areolas to match them to the same size. It's your body. Whatever you want to do with it, it's fine. You see, yes, I can be talking about acceptance and self-love, and I will. But if you know that in order for you to feel more confident and good about yourself, you want to do something with it, fucking do it. There is no judgment. Or if you don't want to change anything and you just want to accept it the way it is, imagine the worst case scenario. All right, what could happen if you wear a top with no bra, public space? What is the worst scenario that you can imagine happening? And your scenario might be very different from what I come up with, because it's your fear. It's the specific trigger that you might have. But I'll give you an example. A stranger might stare at you. So fucking what? Or a stranger might approach you and ask you a question. Why is one areola bigger than the other? And instead of feeling like you need to justify that there is something wrong with you, you can make it your power. Create a fucking legend about your breast. I would say that I'm the girl with the biggest heart in the world. And my heart is so fucking big that it started expanding my breast. Here you go. All of a sudden, you're no longer a girl with asymmetrical breasts. You're a girl with the biggest heart in the world. How about that? Seriously, think about the worst case scenario, and I guarantee it's not as bad as you think it might be. Another secret: most of the time, people are not even paying attention to others because we are so self-centered and we always think about ourselves and how others perceive us. Someone can catch our attention for a few seconds, but then we will psychologically go back to the process of being self-centered. That's human psychology. When you realize that the percentage of time someone else might be judging you is so fucking little, that won't be stopping you anymore from doing whatever the fuck you want. The email gets more interesting though. Let's dig deeper. Areola on my left breast became larger after I had some infection from the sea when I was a child. At that time, I developed a lump in my breast. The skin stretched and didn't go back. I don't remember much, but the first thing that comes to mind is when a doctor examined me. It was a man who my mother invited home, probably through connections or something like that, maybe because we didn't have money for a clinic visit. He examined my naked breast alone in my room while my mother was in another room. I felt so uncomfortable. I was extremely vulnerable then. Even though he was a doctor and all, but somehow it affected me and I still have a bad impression. Many questions about this situation, and I can see how traumatizing it can be for a little girl. And I know that most likely, deep inside, you are mad at your mom that she left you in a room with this male doctor who was examining such a precious and vulnerable part of you. But again, especially us coming from Soviet Union parents, they didn't know better. They lived in a completely different world, not the world that we live in right now. So the only thing you can do is to accept and forgive and let go. Because the more you hold on to that negative feeling from your childhood, the more it is affecting your present. So who's an idiot? The doctor who was not ethical and maybe judgmental? The mother who did what she could without even realizing how traumatizing that experience might have been for a girl? Or you who is carrying that shit with yourself throughout your life, letting it affect every single interaction that you have in life and the way you feel about yourself. And guess what? Because you are the one who is holding on to that, you have another choice: to let go, right? I know, sounds easy, but that's what you can do by choosing to look there, accept it, and release. We are diving deeper. I am discouraged by the fact that my feminine part, my left breast, looks sad. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I feel this connection. Your breast looks sad only because that's what you name it. Change the legend. Use my legend. Your breast is not sad. Your breast is a reflection of your heart. You're a girl with a big heart. How rare is that? I don't get aroused by myself. I know I'm beautiful and sexy, but I can't and won't touch myself intimately. It's difficult. Based on what I just read, it doesn't seem like this issue has anything to do with your breasts. My wild guess would be that you're not accepting a woman in you for whatever reason, and reasons can be different. I don't have the context, but I can guarantee all of that is coming from you not accepting your femininity. It's from lack of self-love. Mostly lack of unconditional love that many of us didn't receive in our childhoods. But it's okay. You can start loving yourself unconditionally. And once you do that, the world around you will start showing you more love. That's how it works. It's never from the outside. It's the other way around. It starts within, and then it reflects in external events and interactions with people. But it starts here within. And the cherry on top of this email is the final part. I listen to a podcast and wait for each episode because it hits right in the heart. Thank you. I really resonate with your worldview, but I simply couldn't watch the episode about generations mom, and generational trauma. It started with a meditation where we address our mother and our women in our lineage. I couldn't do that. I have a barrier. There's a lot of pain, anger, difficult relationship with my mom. I just turned it off and didn't listen to that episode. I'm not ready to absorb that information. My sweet child, all the issues that you described prior to that statement are the result of that basic trigger that you have, the foundational anger and resentment towards your mom. What triggers you the most holds your biggest power. And if you are mature enough, you will choose to look there. You talked about your breasts, your femininity, not accepting yourself, being shy, not loving yourself fully, not getting aroused by yourself, not touching yourself. You are denying your feminine energy. You are blocking that energy flow from your female ancestors. And you can fix your breasts, you can fix your self-esteem, you can work on all of that. But if you don't fix the foundation, you're playing short term. Time after time after time, it will be catching up with you. More and more and more, because unreleased energy will always find a way of manifesting in your reality. So if you want to be your best friend and cut yourself some slack, I would really sit with yourself and process your relationship with your mom. Listen, I'm not saying fixing your relationship with your mom, because God knows what's happening. And if it's even possible to fix the relationship, I'm not talking about that. We are here working with ourselves. So you need to forgive your mother, especially if you were right. You need to forgive your mother, especially if you don't want to. And you need to forgive your mother for your own good, because it's hurting you the most. You have this heavy luggage that you've been dragging with you your entire life. And it takes a lot of strength to be doing that. So please let it go. Drop it. I don't say forget whatever happened between you and your mom, but I say forgive. Find compassion in your heart, because guess what? If your mom emotionally hurt you as a child or mistreated you, it's only because at some point she was a child and she was emotionally hurt or mistreated. Boom. Changes your perspective, right? I want to thank you for your honesty and for ability to be vulnerable and open up to me. And I really hope my words will get right in the point where they need to go within your consciousness. Girl, you got it. Bless you. May you have a beautiful journey, and I can't wait for you to get your power back. Side note, you see my usual flower spot looking very unusual today? Guess what? I went on a date earlier today, and look at the beautiful flowers that he brought me. You like it? Right. Me neither. Thank God I have this beautiful backup plant for today's episode. I'm gonna go and buy flowers tomorrow. But seriously, I called him out on not bringing the flowers. Not an inspiring behavior, you know? And in the end of the date, he told me, "You're so mean. Why are you so mean?" Let me translate it to you. Having high standards equals mean. Speaking your truth equals mean. Not trying to please others equals mean. But guess what? I do not give a fuck. Call it whatever you want. But I'm at the point in my life where my raw authenticity is the only way I can exist. And this theme is very present in informational field around me lately. With this email, with things that I hear left and right, with the things that I was going through. I want to tell you, aren't you tired of being a good girl? No, but seriously, why are you trying so hard to be a good girl? What if for a minute you became honest with yourself and asked yourself, am I trying to be a certain way because that is who I am? Am I trying to live up to a certain standard of a certain created persona the way a woman is supposed to be, so I get accepted and loved? I think it's about time we fucking rebel. You know why they burned witches? Because witches were intelligent women. that knew their power. And after that, femininity and women wisdom was suppressed. Where is it all coming from? Let me break it down for you. Our parents, the way they were raising us. You gotta be a good girl and always follow the rules. You gotta be a good girl and only get the best grades. You gotta be a good girl and listen to your parents and always do the way they tell you. You gotta dress like a good girl. Good girls never use bad words. Guess what? Fuck you, bitch. So what? Think I just became less valuable? Less worthy? Fuck no. On top of that, there is a society expectations level. A woman is supposed to be nurturing. She's supposed to be taking care of the man. She's supposed to be taking care of the family, taking care of everyone, sacrificing her needs to please others. Oh, and my favorite, you know, there's this saying, modesty adorns a person. It sure does if there is nothing else to be proud of. I don't want to be modest. I was born big. My fire, my passion, my personality. Why do I need to keep myself small to be modest and more likable? Fuck no. Fuck no. If you really think that you have no talents, if you really think that you have zero personality, and modesty is the only thing that can make you attractive, okay, sure. But is it though? Women are so worried that they're gonna be misjudged or disliked if they say no. If they prioritize their own needs, if they will speak up and confront another person instead of smoothing things out. A good girl syndrome is your biggest roadblock to your money and fulfilling relationships. When you are suppressing your authentic, raw nature as a woman, you're playing small. You are trying to sculpt yourself to fit someone else. You think if you're going to be comfortable, you're going to be loved? No shit. You think if you're going to be so good and nurturing and loving, you will be appreciated? No shit. You think if you always compromise and put others first, your sacrifice will be acknowledged and rewarded? Fuck no. The opposite. Girls, stop doing this shit. Stop compromising. Why on earth do you think that in order for you to have the life of your dreams, you need to make yourself small? You need to bend your boundaries? No, girl. That's the wrong way. That is the road. That is not yours. It's not authentically yours. And the sooner you stop walking that, the sooner your firm beliefs will take you on your road. Please stop seeking external validation. You're not tequila. You can't be loved by everybody. The point is not to be loved by everybody. The point is to be you, because there is nothing juicier and more powerful than just being you. You feeling guilty while expressing your true feelings? Well, express the way you feel. Speak up. What's gonna happen? Someone might not like it. Well, that's their fucking problem. Someone will stop talking to you. Well, good for you. You don't need this shit around you. The people that are meant to be with you, the people that are a vibrational match to your personality will stick around, trust me. Because there is a lot of respect for people that are not afraid of their own power. And if you want to be surrounded by people like that, you better start cleaning your social circle. Start showing up as real you. And see who sticks around. And if they leave, be grateful, because trash needs to be taken out. We don't keep that shit in the house anymore. We are creating a beautiful space for the new energies to enter. So please, it's almost summer. You need to do a deep cleaning of your life on so many levels. And the good girl syndrome goes to the trash right fucking now. Your shadow side. The side that you are trying to suppress holds your power, such a big power you can't even imagine. What is it you're not accepting in you? Which shadow part of you triggers you the most? The things that annoy you in other people, that's your shadow side. You are either suppressing it within and not letting yourself be that, or it is so deep in your subconscious mind that it's trying to speak to you, but you're blocking it. Sit with it, because you might rediscover a lot of power Because divine feminine energy, this juicy, beautiful woman, that energy is built from both light energy, light feminine, and dark feminine. If you are only light and pretending to be light, girl, you're wasting your time. Become uncomfortable. See how your life changes. I guarantee you're gonna come back and thank me. Because based on my experience, I've been treated the best when I was uncomfortable. Meaning, putting my needs first, prioritizing myself, speaking my truth, showing up as real me without the fear of being judged, saying things that are on my mind, being real. You know what true spirituality is? Is being fucking real. We are not here sitting in Zen and peace, wearing white clothes and meditating and saying how Hare Krishna, everything is great. Fuck no. The real spirituality is getting in touch with yourself and accepting all parts of you so fully with so much love that your inner cup is overflowing with that appreciation for you. And when it spills over, it spills for the rest of the world. And the rest of the world will start seeing you differently. And at the same time, I was treated the worst when I was kind, understanding, sacrificing my needs, helping others. Why? Because that's how I was treating myself. Really. Can we just write this down that everything starts within? Next time you catch yourself in any situation with another person, look within and see what are you doing to yourself in this situation. Another person is simply a mirror for you to be able to see how much you are betraying yourself in this fucking moment. Call it matrix, call it whatever, but that's how this reality is built. Intense, emotional roller coaster of a life and self-development and evolution of our soul. Either you control the narrative or narrative controls you. Your choice. Do you have the guts to allow yourself to be that bitch? Be the bitch. Try it. You might like it. I love my bitch part. I wear that title proudly. My bitch will always mirror back the energy that you give me. You give me shit, you will receive twice more. You treat me nicely, I will treat you nicely. As simple as that. But what I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna be trying to please you more when you treat me like shit. That's not gonna happen. That is long gone. And I suggest you start tapping into your inner power right fucking now. Life is so short. Think about it. Why are you wasting it on overthinking? Who the hell are these people? Who cares? It's you. It's your movie. It's your story. You're the director. You're the producer. You're the main actress. So go get your fucking Oscar, please. To encourage you to start tapping into your authentic power, I want to give you a gift to all of you watching. You know, there are so many different tools that you can use to learn more about yourself, about your strengths, your weaknesses, your mission. Like there is astrology, there is numerology, there is human design, and blah, 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 blah. Endless list. What I'm going to give you today is a combination of all in one place. It's not just another freebie. It's a portal into something empowering. It's a doorway into something real that can help you build your foundation. As a gift of appreciation to my fantastic community that I'm building here, I'm giving you your personal superpower report for free. Using the link in this episode's description, you can enter your birth date, time, and place, and you will receive a free report that describes your 3 biggest strengths based on your birth data. And the way I'd like to see it, it's like a manual. When you buy a piece of technology and there is a manual and you know how to use it so you don't break it and you use it efficiently. Same with you. You get your strengths and you know what you need to be focusing on. You know where your power lies and how you can amplify that and feel more confident and be more successful. Remember, We're not trying to fix our weaknesses. We are trying to emphasize our strengths and build our power on that. The path of less resistance. So please follow the link in this episode's description, get your free Superpowers report, and let me know in the comments what are your main 3 superpowers. I can tell you what mine are based on this report because I received it a week ago, and all of them were on point. My first superpower is profound emotional intelligence paired with greatest attention to details. The reason why my interactions with people are so triggering and always hit in the right spot is because I can see through people. It is my natural ability. I cannot explain it. It may be related to my childhood trauma. It may be related to my personality. The fact is, this is my superpower and I'm using it to my advantage. This is why you like my content. This is why people like my energy. Second, the way I function is the cycles between visibility, very active social presence, and retreat. For those of you who watched my episode about transformational game Lila, I mentioned that in the past few years, I've been through those moments of very active social life followed by hermit mode, isolation for very long, profound time, because this is exactly what I need to process all the insights that I receive, all the life experiences that I'm going through. And I know that solitude is essential for me in those moments because I don't want to be disturbed by the noise around me. And that's how I act. And I also know that my flow is spontaneous. That's how the best ideas come to me. I cannot be super strategic and plan the next 5 years of my life. That's too heavy for me. That's not the way I act. That's not the way I roll. And being aware of that and using that as my superpower, using it to my advantage, is a game changer. Not everyone needs to be logical. Not everyone needs to plan so far ahead. It's great to have the vision, but you gotta flow. I gotta flow. And the third one, seeing beyond the obvious while maintaining an approachable and engaging presence. I am not into superficial connections. I'm not into superficial talks. I think it's rather obvious, but that's my superpower. You're either willing to go deep with me and then we'll have a nice interaction and we'll get somewhere, or we'll pass by. I'm a fish that swims deep. I see the root causes of someone else's suffering. And that's the superpower that will build my future because I know how I can help. When you know those things about yourself, your path becomes clearer. You can see a few steps ahead. So take advantage and let me know how you like it. To wrap up this episode, a quick announcement that from now on, this podcast will be bi-weekly to allow me maintain a balanced, healthy life, avoid emotional and physical burnout, and just keep this beautiful dance between work and pleasure and fun because I want to be having more fun. I deserve it. I've done a lot of work and it's time to celebrate. As always, subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, spread the word. That would be the biggest compliment and encouragement for me to continue moving forward and continue to deliver this juicy content for you with deep, deep love from my heart. So happy to be back, and until the next time.